When Chuck Colson got out of prison, he felt compelled to take the gospel back into the prisoners. And he issued a call to the church if they'd come forward and go in to present the gospel in prison. There were so many pressing needs of the inmates and their families that they felt compelled to address those. The issues of violence in prison, of preparation for life after prison, the whole justice of the system that sent them to prison in the first place. And so Chuck began to address those, and he founded Justice Fellowship to handle those issues. As Prison Fellowship grew in influence, other nations said, we'd like to start our own version, so they began setting up prison fellowship organizations around the country. There are over 120 some nations that have a prison fellowship, and they formed Prison Fellowship International. Chuck also felt called to comment on the whole society and the culture, and so he formed what's now called the Chuck Colson Center to deal with the whole worldview issue. Chuck recruited me while I was in prison. I'd been in the legislature in California. I was Republican leader of the state assembly in California, and was prosecuted and convicted and went to prison for 33 months. I was accused of, it was not directly that they accused me of racketeering, but essentially giving votes for money, which was absolutely false.
What did you actually do in prison?
There's a lot of wasted time. Everybody has to, quote, work, but it's about, at most, a half-hour actual work. And you're not allowed to do anything productive. You just have to stand around. So I worked as on landscaping, using the weed whacker. I raked gravel in the children's playground for the children's of the guards. I worked in the garage, repairing cars, and then I got a billet as a law librarian, which was a nice one because I got to be inside. That's where I could, do reading or something. The other jobs, you're not allowed to take a book. You're not allowed to take any writing materials. And I've told people it's the twin curse of loneliness and boredom. It's awful. I'd rather have something to do than just have to stand around and look busy. But boy, if you were caught bringing writing paper out to write notes, a letter to your wife or friends, or a book to read, that was a mortal sin.